365 Days of Horsemanship, day 239. So yesterday was a pretty nice day. I was actually really in a rush because I was between like all the things I needed to do in the morning and then going to London to meet some friends. And I kind of like ummed and ahed about whether I should go now or later or not go at all and all of that sort of stuff. And I was really glad that I did go because actually I didn't get back from London until like midnight. And I definitely wouldn't have had time for the horses then. And so I had basically like an hour to like leave my house and then be back at my house. So it was like super tight. And it was just really, again, I just really came with this like idea that I wanted to just bring a really positive energy. And it worked out really well because I also wanted to add another layer. Excuse me. To Lawrence's rug. Because it's like super cold at the moment. And so that was really easy because basically I turned up, I took this rug down for him. And I made myself take the halter down as well because I'm sort of in this place now where I'm like, I feel like the halter needs to be present. Like, even if we don't talk about it, even if it's not part of a session in any active way, I think like at a minimum it needs to be there so that its presence is associated with all these good feelings and good decisions. So I come down, I have a little kind of scratch and a little like, say hello, come and stand in some places, be in flow, and I'm able to take the rug off really nicely. He doesn't like try and stop me or walk away or anything, which sometimes he does. And I'm able to give him like, a pretty good scratch as well, which is a really nice bonus. And then I put on the other layers. I put the rug back on and I'm able to stand with him for a minute and he does a really nice lick and chew and nozzles up my nose again, which I really love. So that was a lovely, perfect, easy 5-10 minutes where it was just really good vibes and I just didn't put any further pressure on it than that, really. Went up to see Mia and literally just came up, and with Mia actually as well, she greeted me like really just nicely again. And that was really super and just felt so nice. Like I just came up, saw her, just found a couple places of flow, and I think it really just was nice to like, I do believe that there is value in those sessions. I really feel it. I don't feel that it's like, there was a time where it was necessary. Like, there was a time at the beginning of this project where it was almost like I had to prove myself and like prove my consistency. And I do feel like if I became really inconsistent again in the future, like for months and months, then I would end up back in that place again. Because when I started, I feel like it was really important to be consistent and to show up every day to like maintain that relationship. And if I didn't come every day, I would sort of like automatically lose money from the bank account. That doesn't seem to be happening now. Or if it is happening, it's like not so much money that I'm then not having the nice greeting. And there's also, I think, a little bit of like absence makes the heart grow fonder, in the sense that like the horse is like, oh, it's nice to see you. So I definitely think there's value now. It doesn't feel as like necessary. It doesn't feel anymore like if I don't come, then I'll have to deal with some sort of absence of energy or negative energy the next day. But it does still feel like there was a benefit. Like I felt like there was a benefit to it. I do feel like the horses appreciate my presence. I think it's really important to remember I'm kind of breaking down this, like, for me, like I separate all my sessions into different types and allocate a value to those types of session, like theoretically in the past, well, it's great if I come up and spend time with them, but I'm not really achieving anything. And then, it's great that I went into the arena and I did some stuff, but I didn't ride, so that's not very good. Or it's great that I went out, but I didn't go in the arena, so that's, so there's all these like, but, and then I'm trying to really get away from that now and remember that like the horses don't know that. They don't have that. They don't think to themselves like, they might have certain activities that are more challenging for them, but your presence is your, like, my presence is my presence, you know. I have arrived and they may or may not have had a good time with me. So, you know, just really taking the value for that, like, it needs to be a good time for everybody, is again something that I set out as a goal for myself when I started this project. And it's not even just at the beginning, it was from the perspective of make sure it's a good time. Don't leave on a bad time. Don't put yourself in situations where you're going to get into a bad time, because that is what I've been doing for so long with Mia. And then with Lawrence, I'd really like just burnt him out of insistent leadership, where like I was just like pushing him to be really obedient, and he just like totally mentally switched off. And then with Mia, it was more than that. It was like the more I pushed, the more rebellious she became. So in the beginning for me, it was like, okay, just make sure you're having a good session every day. You need to build up some good sessions in the bank, and whatever you do, just leave it on a good place. Whereas now it's like, make sure it's good for everybody, because that's actually the only thing that matters, you know, to both parties. Like, there is no other reasonable goal than that you had a good time. Like, you're always going to have challenging sessions, times where you weren't really like on the same page or the same wavelength about something. That's always going to happen. But like, the goal should always be to connect in that session. And like, once I've done that, then it's like, session was valuable. There's no like scale after that of how valuable it was. No, that's it. And like, allow myself to naturally progress through the different activities that I might feel motivated to do for fun, because they provoke a connection or an interesting situation or an opportunity to be together doing something, rather than like being task focused, right? Like, it's just a new layer of the onion of the task focused question. So it was a really nice session. Basically, it was like a small session. It was like literally super small, but it was just nice. It was just nice to feel like I was proud of myself. It was worth it. So yeah.